eZWay Network presents your favorite stars. From the positive paparazzi, we're doing it the easy way. It's your celebritunity to red carpet access. From interviews that matter, from celebrities, influencers, and entrepreneurs, networking you for your success. Eric Zuley gives his fans, eZWay family, eZWay TV subscribers, social media followers, eZWay supporters, the best of Eric Zuley interviews.
Hey guys, another eZWay Live interview. Now guys, if you guys don't know what eZWay Live is broadcasted on Facebook and YouTube. And then if the interview goes well, we put it out to, as you see, the syndication all over the background here. So we have an awesome interview, and this is a great way for to virtually shake hands with one of the eZWay Wall of Fame members and community. We call them eZWay family. This particular individual we're going to be bringing on to interview is a lifesaver, I guess you could say. She's actually a minister, and she actually has done some pretty incredible things. So we're going to be bringing her up on here on eZWay Live. I want you guys to comment, say hello to her, virtually handshake, and press the share button if you guys don't mind. Press the share button, let people know that this live broadcast is happening right now. And if you guys comment during the interview, we will put you most likely on the screen, and we'll be able to chat with you and have a lot of fun. So I'm Eric Zuley here on eZWay Live, the founder of eZWay Network, and we have a lot of fun interviewing people like this and giving them the spotlight so they can make a better difference in the world. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our guest.
Holly Hester is a Texas native, minister, book author, TV host, model, and actress. Holly has helped women from making the wrong decisions like selling their body. She's helped lead people out of poverty, spoken the prophetic over people, and helped save lives. Holly's helped get people to a greater level and follow their vision and goals. She's helped others discover their humanitarian selves. She's helped liberate many people and accepts and appreciates all religions. Let's get live the easy way with Holly Hester.
Hey, Holly, how you doing? Welcome to eZWay Live.
How are you? How are you, Eric?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's great to have you. I'm so glad that you come on. So we met each other on Facebook, and it's amazing how God will draw certain individuals to certain individuals. And I know that you're a real big godly person. You're actually a minister. Tell us a little bit about your story. You know, how did you become a minister, and then all the other things you do with TV and acting?
Awesome. Yes. So my story is I've always been a church girl. I've literally come from a small town, before I moved to this city, as a young girl. I moved to this city very early in life. But before that, I literally came from a small town, in seclusion, the outside of a town where there's a church on like every corner. And I do not exaggerate on that. So religion was all around me. And so that kind of turns you off to, what relationship is with God instead of what religion is, So I would try to avoid that. And I wanted to kind of, follow as an entrepreneur. My mother was an entrepreneur. My parents just wanted me to live that suburban life. And naturally, I cling to that. I sort of veered away from religion. That was until the age of a teenager. As a teenager, words were spoken over me that I would do something very unusual. So I grew up around the church. I grew up inside the church world. I have volunteered. I've done administration my whole life for as long as I can remember. I've wanted to touch people. Religion always veered me away from that. It made me kind of go toward my humanitarian walk. walk with God. I like liberating others because I myself was liberated as I discovered my own walk with God and my own walk as an entrepreneur and my own walk as a person in general. I ended up touching the youth as an early teen. I embraced my roots. I found that, God helps you. The more you get to know the real him, the more authentic you become as you draw near to that. And so my authenticity drew me to what I do now. And I had no idea that it's such a gift. And it was a gift then, and it's a gift.
I love it. So, and what you do now, you're a Texas native, and you're raised as a Christian and in Christian households with your mom. You're a Jersey native with your father. You're a family person, and you're in law enforcement. And at an early age, you embraced your roots, and you were speaking to the youth and pouring into young women, in an authentic way. And you reach out in the entertainment industry, and at age 17, you're a young Hollywood that began your career. And so, like, you have this this show called Higher Living with Holly, and you've helped save lives and do a lot of incredible things. So, tell us a little bit more about your story on going from a minister and then a TV. I mean, because if you really think about it, Hollywood doesn't really go too well with the godly thing, and you are a minister and an entertainer. And I thought that was kind of interesting. So tell us a bit of the story on being a minister and then also having the show Higher Living with Holly.
Yes, it's very interesting. Actually, the TV show was very on me. It was very much a family thing. I've always been a family person, always. And so I did that sort of with my family member. We wanted a business. We have a church. We have a church in 2 locations, actually. We're all ministers. I have a pastoral family. And one of the members of my family is an entrepreneur like me. And so we birthed a show from that, and we wanted to reach people in an authentic way. We wanted to kind of make it seem like a Christian reality TV show, only with food. We wanted to incorporate an organic reality show into the whole Christian world without scaring people off. So in that way. But let's go back to how entertainment follows there. I never wanted entertainment. I loved being an actress. I loved being in show business, and I loved script writing. But at an early age, you don't know what script writing is. Let me just get real. And if anyone is out there that knows. So how script writing formed with myself, you have to brush up on that kind of thing. You have to take classes. You have to read books. There are resources out there. Just like me, there are other women out there, even right now, that want to know how. They want to be the pretty ones, or they want to have their confidence on high, or they want to know how to. They want to be the most effective. Everyone out there wants to be the most effective that they can be. And so I had to read up on that. I had to read. There are resources out there, as you can see, and so I partake in that. I made the most use out of those resources. I continue to still read books. With the screenplay writing, it's very interesting what happened in that specific area. I started getting stories, and I started getting concepts. My family and I would get concepts. And the funny thing is, I started to get names just out of nowhere, and up out of my soul and my spirit. Names would just rise out. I had no idea that later on I would work with these names. And I can't say who, but just to name one, a lot of Disney Channel and Young Hollywood. I had no idea how many spontaneous encounters that I would have. And God opened the door to these, whether it be from charity events or red carpet, or working on the latest, the producers of these sets and these projects. And the Lord was literally preparing me for this at a young age. I was about 8 or 9 years old when I got the first name, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I consulted my parents, I consulted my family, and I said, what do I do? And so they said, go with it. And so I went with it, and I started writing it down. Did it manifest at age 8, 9? No, the reality is it didn't. I had to grow up. I had to, feed myself with what was spoken over me in life. And I also had to feed myself on the resources that I had. I had to get stronger in the Word of God to develop my confident person. And just like anyone out there who has those same dreams and who doesn't know what to do, resources out there. So that was the entertainment side of my life, that the encounters that I was being prepared for, that I would step into later on, completely supernatural. And so the ministering side of that, that aspect was that your question too, how I switched from the entertainment side to the ministry side?
Yeah. Well, no, actually it's more, you were with the ministry side first, and then you went into the entertainment side, or is it reversed?
Sure. So the ministry side was first, and God was working that out in the back route. In other words, there was a time when that was suppressed, but not mistreated. Very suppressed, but not mistreated. I was very quiet about my faith. And until later on when I had to step into that. And as a minister and as a speaker, that kind of went hand in hand, because the more I did my show later on, the more I would have these encounters, the more God would intervene in the lives of these entertainers. And the more that happened, the more that inspired me back. And the more that happened, the more I would speak, and God would open up a door to speak in this area or release in that area. And a lot of this started for me in California, and I speak a lot. I love California. So that I speak a lot here. So, it's one of those things. It just kind of happened, that way. And I like to say it like this. It's intentional. God was very intentional, and I had to line my intentions up. My intentions as a writer, speaking developed with me as a teenager at the age of 17. I suppressed this a long time to go into the entertainment industry full on, because I thought I had to suppress it until later on is when doors would start to open, because I would get more confident in that. And then it happened, and I started journaling, and now I'm an author, and so it was just one of those things where it just happens.
I love it. All right. And so did you notice that being proud of God and then being in the entertainment industry, doing your show, and not being afraid to speak about God helped you or hurt you?
Oh, good question. I thought it hurt me until I realized how big of a quiet community is actually out there in the regions of the world. It's not just California, but in other cities as well. I had no idea that there is a world out there. And so in a way, it first hindered, and then it helped, and then it grew because of that help.
Oh, okay. And so you're on the Wall of Fame, and I want to remind everybody that you guys can text eZWay to 55678, or you can go to eZWayWallOfFame.com and search for Holly, get connected with her if you're liking her story. And so, I asked that question, Holly, because I have had a lot of experiences where a lot of people have tried to shift me from talking about God, being proud of God, religion. Don't talk about religion. You will hurt your career if you talk about God. And I personally, my experience, it was the exact opposite. And being that you're proud of being a minister, you're proud of God, and you have a very family, faith oriented kind of TV show. I wanted you to kind of tell your story. And I know that you talked about how you've helped women not sell their bodies to be able to go, you know, in better, bigger and better places. You've helped a lot of people heal. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I do. I preach every Monday night at 7 p.m., 5 p.m. California time to 7 p.m. Texas time on my show, on my Facebook Live version of my Higher Living with Holly show. And on that show, when I release every Monday, I have gotten so much feedback. One of the women that actually has watched me over time, it took her a little bit. It took her maybe 6 months. And I have no idea the inner workings of her. I have no idea what her thought process or whatever. I have no idea how long it actually took her to do all this. And I have no idea how she grew up. But what she said was she was selling her body before watching my show. And then afterward, she was so inspired by me, and something sparked within her. She said something, I had a feeling just washed over me. And it's like my body rejected doing the act the next day. And that next day she said, I've stopped. Since then, I have a job now. I have a stable job, and I can raise my child very normally and give them the mother that they deserve. Another story about a woman, a couple able to conceive, to have a baby. You know, just after watching me, you know, their womb was closed, and then it just opened, just spontaneously and sporadically. It was just one of those things, you know, a closed womb. They just rejected it was one of those indescribable things, you know, just happened. Another person that said that they got out of poverty, you know, that because they've allowed my show and whatever's released from it to do what it needs to do, that they just allowed something, and then the next day someone just walked up to them and gave them money, and they said they knew exactly what to do with it. They did this with it, step, you know, C, B, and then A, you know, step 1, 2, and 3, and that was that. It was just like a domino effect. And what I like to call it is realignment, alignment, and then realignment. Be intentional.
Well, we're showing your show right now as you're talking, so people can get an idea of kind of what you're talking about. So you have a show called Higher Living, and that's pretty awesome, by the way. I'm loving hearing these God stories, and it just shows you what faith can do. You know, it's very awesome hearing that you were given a gift to do that for people. And what you're watching right now, guys, is her show Higher Living with Holly. And you go around to different areas and different situations, and you show people how to live higher. And you're the host. Or tell us more about the show. Can you hear us?
The Hollywood sign. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we were just losing signal a little bit.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, so this is at the Hollywood sign. There's a lot of history there. Absolutely. So this is the Hollywood sign, as you can see. Okay. So this is the Hollywood sign. There's a lot of history there. That was during the golden ages of Hollywood, this is a mini clip about the donors of each of the letters of the sign. Now, this clip is, of course, Mr. Pinky's Hot Dogs. It's at a very famous location in Los Angeles. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Pinky, their story. This scene goes into their story and how Pinky's Hot Dogs since 1939, and it exists today. So, it's very exciting. Mr. Pinky is a lovely person. He and his wife, you can feel their spirit.
It's definitely a historic landmark, Pinkies. If you guys don't know about it, if you're not in the Los Angeles region, almost every star imaginable has eaten there, and so that's a great interview. A couple of people we want to shout out that's actually engaging. Tony Taylor's also, I believe, a minister himself, and he's a gospel singer. He's been on here commenting and saying a bunch of stuff. Shout outs to Tony Taylor and Tina Ramsey, and my dad's on here. Hey, Dad, how you doing? and a couple of the eZWay families on here. My dad says the prime directive for life I gave Eric was to keep Jesus in his heart. Yes, Dad, you're exactly right. And Tony, great flow with both of you sharing early, Minister Holly, blessings. So shout outs to all the eZWay family watching right now. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy to build and follow your dreams, and that's why we like to do these independent interviews sometimes, to really kind of hear those independent stories, and especially being proud of God as you're going along doing it. So Holly, you have done some pretty interesting things. You've had some great God stories. You've helped people discover their humanitarian side of themselves, and you've helped people liberate themselves. And so tell us a little bit about that. I mean, do you feel like you have a superpower? Do you feel like you've healed people and stuff? I mean, do you get being a minister? Tell us the story about being a minister. How'd you become that? And then, just tell us the story about becoming a minister.
Sure. So as you know, what I said was I grew up in a small town. When I say grew up, I mean I only spent maybe my early childhood there as a little tot. The outside of a small town, and so there were like 50 churches. I kid you not, in a town of like 2,000 something. There were churches all around, so you really couldn't sin. There was a certain way. There was a certain structure, and everyone can probably understand this right now. There was a way. You just couldn't sin, and there was church, and there was church on, Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays. I mean, something every day of the week, and you had to be there and you had to be active. And so I kind of veered away. It left a bad taste in my mouth. It was all that there was. But the taste for church was, the taste for community was still there. And so that taste never really left my mouth. Religion left my mouth, but the taste of community and the things that grew from that, and the stuff that I saw results with the community. And so when I was older, the community vibe never left me. It left. And so it was prophesied over me that I would touch Hollywood, that I would minister, and I didn't want to do that. Raise your hand out there if you want to minister. No, I didn't want to minister. Some do. I did not. I did not want to minister. Minister to me meant somebody on TBN. I loved all the greats. I grew up watching Benny Hinn, people like Catherine Coleman. I studied healing, but to me, healing was, dressing up in a robe and pointing your finger and whisper a lot. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that, until I saw how the Lord was showing me to do stuff. I didn't want to be used, but how God was in a creative way. In other words, saying, Holly, I'm not going to use you in the way of whispering and, saying, dear brother, my God, type of thing, or somebody here needs healing, type of way Catherine Coleman would do it. I'm not, Holly, you're not going to be a Catherine Coleman. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do the cliche thing. You're going to do this creatively. You're going to say that creatively. I'm going to use you. And I had to walk out how he was going to use me. So at 17, I started preaching for the youth. A door opened where I started preaching for the youth. Then later on, I spoke at my first church service at the age of 23. I spoke at a church that was the denomination was all. I'm just going to say it, Asian. The denomination, it was a completely, where the denomination, the pastors were Asian. Lovely, lovely church. So beautiful. I can still feel their spirit, such kind souls. Then more doors opened. And, after that, I got a taste for community again. I got a taste,
We gotta go commercial break here real quick, and there's a lot of good people on here right now watching. We appreciate you guys watching. When we come back, I want to get into and thank you for sharing your story. I want to get into the struggles of when you got into Hollywood, the struggles side of Holly Hester. And guys, again, you can go to eZWayWallOfFame.com and connect with Holly if you'd like to do that. And we'll be right back after these messages here on eZWay Live with Holly Hester.
Thanks for watching eZWay Network, your network that helps you connect with the best. With over 40 TV shows, 7 networks, and 20 channels. Visit eZWayNetwork.com to learn more.
Get access to the Wall of Fame through the eZWay Family app. The eZWay Wall is our elite directory of members.
Are you a business owner or coach trying to help others? Let the eZWay Family app make it easier on you. Let us do the hard work for you. All of our broadcasts of our 30-plus shows will be available on the eZWay Family app. We're an extension arm of your business. We're a tool to generate leads. eZWay Family app helps to grow traffic to your section, generate you more leads, more virtual butts and seats. We have courses and a live event section to your business. We promote the business of our members and paid clients. With the eZWay Family app, you get push-to notifications to your phone to stay current with all our business partners, live stream content, virtual conferences, and promotionals. We're sharing our network traffic with you when you're on the eZWay app.
Witness the future of connection on your phone now by downloading the eZWay Family app on Google Play and Apple Store. And don't forget to text eZWay to 55678.
And we're back, guys. Want to encourage everybody to download the eZWay Family app if you haven't done that yet. We do multiple interviews. We have multiple hosts and multiple shows. We have a lot of fun. And if you want to get interviewed, if you want to get out there, downloading the eZWay app is a great way of doing that. So just search on your Google Play or Apple Store, eZWay Family app, letter E, letter Z, W-A-Y, and you will have the app. You'll have eZWay in your pocket, and you'll be able to do all these great, cool opportunities and events and whatnot. All right, coming back with Holly, we are going to get into the question of the struggles. I know a lot of people probably can relate to this, Holly. Having opportunities be presented to them, but how are those opportunities being presented to them? Well, to talk to us a little bit about your Hollywood stories, your struggle stories, and growing as an actress and a host.
Sure. What struggle do you want me to talk about first?
What's the best one?
Yeah, there's so many. There's always this struggle of jealousy. Jealousy is huge, especially in the entertainment industry. With women, the struggle, as a model that you are, you're competing with other models, you're competing with other women, you're competing with women agencies that are run by the women, the lady bosses that are in the women. This is the era of a woman, especially in California, and all the agencies, all the modeling agencies, acting, entertainment industries, all that. A lot of the producers and casting directors are women. There's pettiness, there's jealousy. Then there's also delay. I can't tell you how many times that, I wrote a script or that I've had a concept and it's been placed on the shelf. That happens. That's such a common thing in the entertainment industry. Your movie may not get made. That's what some people may need to hear. Your movie not get made. What about my calling? Your calling is still there. As a youth, you've got plenty of time, but there is the spirit of delay that can often press you in Los Angeles. And then the spirit of loneliness and delay, that is the core. That's the mountain. Those two mountains are what I really had to overcome mainly, and jealousy is huge, but not so much as delay and loneliness. Those two mountains to overcome and you're good. Jealousy happens. And then you overcome it, and it happens, and it's slowly but surely, but it just happens, and you just have to know who you are. You have to rise up, and you're confident. But did I face jealousy? Yes. From other women? Yes. Did this stop me from getting jobs? Yes. There's also delays on script writing. Like I said, some of my scripts never got looked at. So some movies out there may never get looked at, may stay on the shelf for years to come. Especially being a minister in California, some out there are, I accept all religions. And one of the religions, that I accept, I have a lot of friends out there that are New Age. I love these people. I don't necessarily agree with what they do, but I love them anyway. And some of the, as a Christian actor, that was one of the wake-up calls that I actually had to face whenever I was first exposed to Hollywood. It's like, these people are not my small town people that I had community with. These are my, Houstonites that I grew up in my neighborhood with, the kids on my neighborhood and the kids on my block. I mean, I grew up in a suburbic area. These were not my suburbic people. There's a whole nother world, and it's competitive, and people are cutthroat and they want fame, and fame's another roadblock. People will do anything for fame in the entertainment industry. What you have to do, and what I had to do, you have to keep to your community. You have to keep involved in your church. You have to keep involved in the word. You have to constantly feed yourself with positivity, as I had to. There were also, at the risk, a lot of beautiful women, if you're a beautiful person, getting hit on a lot. There's a lot of Hollywood, without saying too much, there was definitely some things that this year, last year of women in workplaces, and that lust thing. And that's one of the risks of being in Hollywood is, beauty is adored. Beauty is idolized. And so that roadblock you have to face. You just have to you have to do things together. You can never be alone. You all have to protect yourself, never, always guard yourself, feed yourself with the right thing, stay in that positive mindset. Just speak the right out. Speak where you want to be in 5-10 years, and surround yourself with the right friends. That's literally what I had to do. That's what I keep doing, and go through the doors that in your gut, and spiritually and soul-wise that you're meant to go through. Go through them without a no. Go through them with a yes, completely.
Well, yeah. Thank you for sharing that, and a lot of the points that you hit are dead on. And there are a lot of struggles that a lot of people can probably relate to that, especially women. And it is very difficult in the entertainment industry. Speaking from talking to a lot of friends of mine and their stories. But I think bottom line, Holly, is you just need to keep your faith. And having faith and going down that road, you'll win. So you have a book. You have a book coming out, or you have a book already? Talk a little bit about your book.
Yes, that's going to be coming out later this year. There's a delay but that is be coming out on Kindle and Amazon, those platforms. I'm also going to be traveling very soon. Going to be ministering again and traveling into different cities. There's a website which I'll wait. I have a book. It's called Higher Living. Higher Living with Holly, an insightful look into living a higher life. I share some personal stories. I share, easy points and principles and research. And a lot is in my book for those that just want to achieve. They want to grow, and they want to do it with others, and they want to know simple ingredients that can be effective of how they can win in life.
Oh, so the book sounds like it can help you guys win in life, and congratulations to you for just deciding to do your own book. I have a book myself. A lot of my fans know about it. It's called The Influence Effect, and it helps you to create your own influence effect. And it talks about the power of appreciation, and some of the biggest people in the industry actually support me with that book and tell their stories and how we met and how we went from relationships to relationship equity. And so definitely something you guys want to check out on Holly's eZWay Wall of Fame profile. So again, go to eZWayWallOfFame.com, search Holly, and I'm sure she'll have her book and her information on there. You see it there at the bottom there scrolling, eZWayWallOfFame.com, search Holly, and be able to follow everything that Holly's doing. So Holly, how much would you, I mean, you've had a cool experience doing it the eZWay and having a profile on the eZWay Wall of Fame. What would you have to say to our audience that's watching right now? What your experiences has been being on the Wall of Fame, doing it the eZWay?
Absolutely. I would say this is a great platforms. I say for those of you that feel called out there, get on as many platforms as you can, build positivity, share, like, and, any way that you can share more positivity, any way that you can share more principles, any way that you can help your community, an eZWay platform is a great way to do that. So you can do that. I would encourage, to do, and it's a great platform for fans and for the community. And I love what you're doing. So keep doing it.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So this has been an awesome interview. And guys, just so you know that this is a great way to be able to expand your brand, increase your reach, and get more business, get more value in whatever it is that you might be doing. Because I met Holly on Facebook and we chatted a little bit. We saw that there was some synergy, and I liked her message. I liked what she was doing with God and being a good influencer and a good role model to draw people to the Spirit. And so I'm like, oh, well, let me interview you and let's get to know you a little bit more. Let's get our audience to know about you. So my media platform, my show was able to build that relationship. And then, who knows where that will go with anybody that you want to come across. So if you guys don't have a media vehicle right now, a show or a podcast or even a magazine or a blog, definitely recommend you contact us and talk to us a little bit, because it is one of the best doorways to network yourself to success. Would you agree, Holly?
I would absolutely agree.
So, because you have a show yourself, and obviously you've been able to network yourself to success pretty well. Talk to us a little. We have about another 3 or 4 minutes before we close out. Talk to us a little bit about how you've networked yourself to success and some of the people you've met in using your media vehicle and using your show and using your broadcast capability.
Oh my gosh, just countless ways. Like you said, there's the Facebook. You can connect through social media. You can connect through dreams, and you can connect through Instagram too. You can connect through many, many, many ways. And YouTube, what I encourage this the most, because this is my personal experience, help others and you yourself will be helped. Please. It's not just about you. Please. Outstretch your hand, go and lift somebody up, social media wise, positivity wise, soul wise, all areas. Is like to encourage every Monday night and on my show and in my book and on my website. Go and help someone else, lift someone else up, and you yourself will be lifted up. And whatever that means on social media, do it. In other words, go interview someone and you yourself will be interviewed. Go and help someone else with their dream, and you yourself will. I know many women who started that podcast just on this principle alone, and it blew up. And their namers, you would recognize them just by their name if I said it right now. Just many things like that. Books are the same. Eric, you have a book, I have a book. Likeness attracts that kind of energy. You'll be surprised at doors that open. You'll be surprised at conversations that are meant to be had. You'll be surprised at encounters that are in what they're meant to create just by opening that.
Yeah, Holly, you're exactly right. It's kind of like the follow for follow scenario. You follow somebody, they'll follow you back. I'm going to show your screen here real quick. You have your Facebook page, so if anybody wants to follow you on Facebook. But these are some lives that you're doing, and this is what I mean by using that broadcast vehicle. This is a live that you're doing. That you do a lot of vlogs. You do a lot of video blogging that kind of talks about multiple different stories and different things about God and what you're doing. And it's interesting to watch how long it is for one. You're doing 4 or 5 minutes to 10 minutes videos, but you got 52 likes on one, you got 35 on another, and basically you're building a community, you're building a following of people that are wanting to follow Holly. And you know, you're going to be doing this more and more. So that's what I meant. I mean, here's a broadcast that you did that has 52 people that you can then link up to, and you can then respond and reach back out to and say, hey, here's a course I'm doing, or here's something I'm doing, here's a mastermind, or here's my book, follow and get my book. And, you know, there's the monetizing the media side of things too, but you're building that community following. And that's what I wanted to kind of point out, is it's so important to be able to have some sort of broadcast vehicle to build that community like that. And we can, you know, definitely commend you for being able to build your social following like that. Glad to have you on the Wall of Fame. And definitely glad to have somebody a part of the eZWay family that is a person of God and spreading that message. So it was great to have you on eZWay Live, Holly. Great to get to know you a little bit. Shout outs to DSP. She said, please, it's hashtag amen. I love it. Shout outs to Tony Taylor, who's been supporting the whole time. My dad and Tina and everybody else. And all the people that are watching on the archive that haven't had a chance to watch the live. Shout out to all you guys, and please share the broadcast and help spread the message a little bit. Let's help an independent that's of God expand a little bit more. And again, connect with her on the eZWay Wall of Fame. You see at the bottom, it says go to eZWayWallOfFame.com, search Holly, and I'll learn a little bit more about her. So it was great having you on, Holly. Great getting to know you a little bit. Definitely want to learn more about your story, want to learn more about your show, your book, a couple of different things going on. I think you're going to have a very prosperous career. One last question before we let you go. You call yourself a prophetic, like you can prophesize over people. You know, do me a favor and prophesize over me as we say bye-bye on eZWay Live.
Right. I definitely see 3 more shows. I see you expanding. Expansion is in your future. I see 3 more platforms for you, and I saw that come over you just now. 3 more platforms, 3 more doors that are gonna open. Expansion more into the media, because you're meant to be in the media. The Lord wants you in the media. So 3 main doors are going to open for you. And one of them is going to reach an audience that's going to be a very childlike. Their hearts are rare. So the Lord is trusting you with that. It's the heart of children. It's like they're 5-year-olds, but they're adults. And that's going to be one of your media compartments, of 3 different compartments. And so I declare that over you, and I declare that the sound waves of that are going to go where they need to go, and that's going to go into the nation, and specifically Israel, and they're going to go also Japan is what I get. China and Japan is what I get. They're going to go and they're going to influence that. They're going to go right in the entrepreneur world. And what they're going to do is touch the entrepreneurs and touch young male entrepreneurs who don't think they can write books. Oh my gosh, there is a poverty spirit on them because they're stuck. They don't think they can write books. They don't think that they can break out of their mold. They think that they can break out of this image that they're in, but you're going to break that through the sound waves of the radio. And in fact, I speak that over you, and I declare that the poverty spirit is broken, and that just from looking at you and what this platform is doing to you, and it's going to set them free, that it's going to launch them, that they're going to come out with books, they're going to come out with dreams that are on their heart, because God wants what's happened for you to happen for them, for the young and youth generation that is going to strike a new wave. I seek that over you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Wow. Well, thank you for that. So you guys heard that there. And if you want to get, maybe Holly to prophesize over you, you want to get involved with her and her show and some of the things that she's doing, again, go to eZWayWallOfFame.com, search Holly, connect with her. We appreciate all you guys, man. eZWay family. We love hanging out with you guys. You guys make it happen for us. You guys are the reason that we are who we are. And remember, we do interviews to help you get your message out, just like we did with Holly. If you're interested in that, just go ahead and email us at eZWayNetwork@gmail.com, and ultimately download the app, which is search an eZWay Family app on Google Play or Apple Store. Shout outs to everybody that tuned in and joined us today. Holly, you were a great guest. Great information. We wish you the best along your travels. God bless you and your career. And may you help many, many individuals and your show flourishes. Thank you again for coming on eZWay Live, guys. Holly Hester, everybody, give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
All right, last words. You want to say bye to everybody? What's your last and final words, Holly? Get a little bit of an internet.
Yes, absolutely. I want to speak to everybody. I want to speak to everybody and say this. You can do it. Push past the lack of anything and press to. Remember your level of discipline. Remember that you can, and remember strengths. Lose your weaknesses, drop them, and remember your strengths. Keep going and remember who sent you. Remember your God.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you later. Keep doing it the easy way.
Thanks for watching eZWay Network, your network that helps you connect with the best. With over 40 TV shows, 7 networks, and 20 channels. Visit eZWayNetwork.com. You're watching eZWay TV, powered by eZWay Network.